And moving on, early on Sunday, Prime Minister Modi participated in the India-Brazil-South Africa leaders meeting held in Johannesburg, South Africa. He called on IBSA to send a strong message that reform of institutions of global governance, in particular the UN Security Council, is now not an option but an imperative. Besides, Prime Minister also held bilateral meetings with other world leaders.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the India-Brazil-South Africa IBSA leaders meeting in Johannesburg, South Africa. Prime Minister called on IBSA to send a strong message that reform of institution of global governance, in particular UN Security Council, is now not an option but an imperative. On counter-terrorism, Prime Minister emphasized that there should be no room for double standard while fighting terrorism. Prime Minister also proposed establishing an IBSA Digital Innovation Alliance to facilitate sharing of digital public infrastructure like UPI, health platform like CoWIN, cybersecurity framework, and women-led tech initiative among the three countries. On Sunday, Prime Minister also held meeting with a number of world leaders. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. He appreciated South African G20 efforts to take forward and build on decisions arrived during the New Delhi G20 summit. Prime Minister also met with Dutch Prime Minister De Schoof. Prime Minister noted that the bilateral partnership between our nation is growing rapidly in areas like water resources, innovation, technology, and energy. Besides, Prime Minister also interacted with Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Later, Prime Minister also interacted with Japanese counterpart Sanae Takaichi. The leader discussed ways to add momentum to bilateral cooperation in areas such as innovation, defense, and talent mobility. Prime Minister also interacted with Kristalina Georgieva, Managing Director of International Monetary Fund, on the sideline of the Johannesburg G20 summit. Prime Minister also met with his Canadian counterpart Mark Carney in Johannesburg. Prime Minister also interacted with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni.
The consensus that emerged at the IBSA summit was that of reform of the global governance architecture, with Prime Minister Modi saying that the global institutions do not reflect today's realities. He called for reform of these institutions, saying that the IBSA unanimously must send a message that reform of these institutions is no longer an option but a necessity. With cameraman Mohit Joshi, Amrit Pal Singh for DD India in Johannesburg.